Good afternoon, my good people. Okay, so let me just share something with y'all. So I just left an event, and the event I just left was for people with where we had a class on mental health awareness, and I love the class. I enjoyed myself doing the class. So they had like a little convention, dinner thing for all the graduates of that class. Me being one of the graduates. So while we were sitting there, listening to the speeches and stuff, and they gave out gifts and gift cards and flowers, plants, flowers, and stuff like that. And it was very nice event. So, what the whole time I'm at the event, there's a lady. She's sitting next to me, right next to me, and she's like complaining about everybody, everything, everybody. And I said, "Oh Lord, like, listen, you. When I tell y'all take God wherever you go, in the work field, out the work field, out in this world, take Him with you." So I'm listening to her complain about everything, everybody that was speaking, whatever the case may be, who she liked, who she didn't like. And I'm just sitting there like, Lord, uh, bless this woman, because, come into her life and let her know she needs to experience the goodness of you, Lord. Um, so she won't have to feel the way she feels, because you're the something that's missing in somebody's life that's that miserable. You are the something that they need in their life. You are that something that needs to happen in their life. And I I was kind of blown away with the complaints, which I understood her, but at the same time I also understood where God kept telling me, you remember me telling you, you have to pray for your enemies. You have to pray for people that come up against you and things like that. So it's like I began to pray for her and her enemies and the things that she felt was coming up against her because of the complaining that she was doing. And I asked God to come into her life and show Himself in her life. So let me tell y'all this. There's a reason why God tells you to pray for your enemies, to pray for the people that come up against you. Because listen, it's not about you, it's not about them. It's about God. It's about doing the right thing. And I see a lot of people working in these fivefold ministries, and you still walking around with some form of bitterness and maliciousness in you. You cannot soar with God with that type of stuff in your heart. You have to get better intentions about yourself, about life, about things going on in your life. Like, you gotta do better. You definitely gotta do better. And I see a lot of prophets that want to tell you about your enemies, this, that, and the other. Listen, those of you that know, you know. In the Bible, yes, God deals with your enemies for you on your behalf. So even when I get a word from God pertaining to how He's going to deal with my enemies, I'm still praying for my enemies. You know why I still pray for them? Because let me tell you something. The wrath of God is not what any of us is ready for. His wrath is so much more severe than the enemy taunting with you. See, basically, the enemy is poking the bear. God can eliminate the whole bear. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So, even when you hear a word from God where He's explaining to you that what He will do to your enemies, you think He's telling you that for you to sit back and wait and see what He's going to do to them? No. He's letting you know that. He always gives us warning before destruction, so you can pray for them still. I don't know where a lot of people's hearts are, and it baffles me to see people operating in these powerful ministries and their hearts can be turned so cold so quickly. It really baffles me because I know that's not of God. When you acting like that, that's not of God. When you doing malicious things and you doing it intentional to try to hurt somebody else, you not operating. I don't care what nobody say or how nobody try to fool y'all on these platforms. That is not of God. When you operating, your heart posture is set like that to get back at somebody because of something they did to you to hurt you, that is not operating in the spirit of God. That is you operating in your flesh, baby. That is you and only you. You in your flesh. That is so wrong. I can tell you from experience, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. You have got to reset your heart posture. Y'all don't understand. Get your house in order. That's you. The house is you. And you need to allow God to come in there and clean out, because the house is like the show hoarders. It's so much stuff going on inside your house, baby. You done hoarded so much stuff. Stuff that you don't even realize you done hoarded. You have to clean that mess up out your house. And the only way that mess can get cleaned up is by the Spirit of God. Not your flesh, but of God coming in, working with you, side by side with you, to clean out all that garbage. All that stuff you don't need. Throwing out old, replacing it with new. You cannot continue to operate and get on these platforms and act like God is so for you, and your heart posture is so jacked up. You doing things maliciously to other people, intentional, and you so intentional about it. To do that in that manner is not godly. The way you operate in your flesh, that's not of God. You cannot continue to do that. And you got all these people following you. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people following behind you. And you not leading them sheep right. You shepherds are not shepherding correctly. Get your houses in order so you can lead right. And you pray for your enemies. No matter what God is getting ready to do to deal with them, I don't care. I still pray for my enemies because God tells me to do so. Even when God has given a word, I'm still praying for people. Y'all truly don't understand God. You really need a relationship with Him. Please get one.